talking, organic banana eating, the one and only, your favorite morning host, it's Adam Drunk.
Hello everyone! Hello. Welcome. You found it. We are the curve of the sphere. Got some accidentes almost going on outside. 'Tis the season. Checking the live streams real quick. Bear with me. Make sure that we're coming through. Sounds good so far. Yeah, we're live. Okay. Well, welcome. That was Further From This Cage by your boy that we're listening to for bumper music. I left my coffee cup at home, so I'm stuck with these plastic styrofoam things. You know, I try to do this good thing of taking the coffee cup home and washing it. Anyway, I forgot it at home. My silliness. So anyway, here we are. Morning Banana Show number 100. Morning Banana Show number 122. This is the one where your best friend Adam is going to sit down and tell you some campfire stories of what it takes to do the things that he does. Anyway, we are, what is this? A month and a few days into the worst, deadliest war ever between Russia and Ukraine. It's a live stream from the Ukraine right now. Construction company, buildings going up, cranes in the air, multiple buildings going up, not just one. These guys are just hanging out at a wood supply place comparable to like Herman's Building Centers here. They're just literally hanging out and smoking cigarettes. Highway, downtown. Who knew that there was beaches in Ukraine? But look at these beautiful beaches. Water. Yeah, and I'm just going to keep doing this and keep pointing it out that anybody can look up a live stream from the Ukraine and watch the chaos and carnage and the nuclear blast and the fallout of a mushroom cloud. Anybody can watch that. For the last month and a bit, I've been doing the same thing. And it's just total carnage, total chaos. We should probably you know what? I shouldn't even take a paycheck. I should just send it to these guys. Maybe these builders could use my paycheck. Maybe these guys at the building construction place could use my money. I don't know what they would do with it. How about the condo that's being built there? These condos that are being built in the Ukraine. Maybe I could just send my money to the condo company? What do you think would happen if you sent your money to a condo company that's building a condo in the Ukraine? I wonder if they have any energy companies in the Ukraine, if they deal with gas and oil. What would happen if I sent some money or made some deals with an energy company in the Ukraine? Wow. Just going to keep pointing out the obvious here. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. Number 121. 22. Not to be confused with 121. 122 bananas. It's been crazy lately. You know? We're getting it all done though. Things can be crazy, but it's really up to you to be chill. And in times like these, when you're trying to open up a restaurant or two, and tempers are high, basically somebody like me is useful because I am a calm and cool cucumber. And I've been doing morning banana shows through some super chaotic times in my life. And do you feel that? Do you feel like there's some super chaotic stuff going on when you watch these morning banana shows? Because no, that's in my heart of hearts, in my heart of hearts, I am unbothered, is the reality. So, for instance, over the weekend, one of the rentals, the furnace quit working, and we've had a snap cold spell, so I feel bad for them. You know, obviously I told them open up the stove and turn it on. But yeah, gas stove, gas furnace, and it's not one of the older ones where you would keep a pilot light lit. Little flame like this is always lit in the bottom of the furnace. No, of course not. It's a newer one where there's 110 volt heating element igniter. It's like an element, tiny little piece of metal. You can look it up. Furnace igniter element. And basically when the computer board sends the signal to the heating element, 110 volts, I believe, go through it, and depends on what you're using, right? So 110, in my case, it's 110 volts go through these wires, and it heats up the element, piping red hot, so hot that if you passed gas under it, natural gas, it would light, and that's how they light it. So nothing to do with spark or open flame or like stuff like that. It's just a hot plate basically that gets hot. In our case, the hot plate, the igniter, stopped working. And that happens, they crack. It's just an element, right? So over time, they don't last forever. Not rocket science. On top of all that, they said their washing machine wasn't working. The point is to have a backup for the backup. So I have a backup washing machine in the unit. That's got to be weird, right? When you're renting from somebody and they have backup appliances right there. But I do that. I do that. And I do that because things break. We all know things break. And the last thing you want to do when things break is to be scrambling for some new washing machine or drying machine. So I have a new one right there. And in this case, they had just put something super heavy in the washing machine and it got off tilt. And it just reset basically. We just had to reset it, but it was fine. Building the new ice cream restaurant here in town. I handed over the safe yesterday to the manager, which is a pretty big deal. So I'm not going to tell everybody what's in our tills and what's in our safe, but I handed that content of cash over to our manager in front of some witnesses and obviously on camera. And that means that we're about to do a soft open. I was straightening out some letters yesterday on a ladder, and a customer came in and said something about ordering a cake on Friday, and I had, the staff there were kind of in their own world of learning the tills and getting ready to open up, and I said something like, well, if we're going to have a soft open on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure we can handle this lady's cake order for Friday. Just write it down. And I don't think, they liked that, but they were like, okay, ma'am, come on in. We'll write down your information. So this guy right here might have got the very first order in at the new restaurant. So I'm half proud of that. Half my veganism is saying to me, Adam, you just sold a cake made of cow milk. So it is what it is. This is what I deal with in my internal struggles. I am a vegan, and my dad and my family have decided to get into non-vegan businesses, and I've been arguing with them for years. Hey, let's open up vegan restaurants. Hey, let's do this. Let's get more plant-based. So, comparatively speaking to the chicken restaurants, the ice cream restaurant is more plant-based to them. That's their mindset. So going forward, maybe we'll get some salads on the menu on the next restaurant. It's slow moving, my friends. It's not going to happen overnight. We gotta stay the course here. Persistence is the resistance. So what else can I tell you? Yeah, I had a Tesla for a while doing a test drive, and once the bells and whistles really wear off, what you're left with is a GPS tracking device that is tracking you wherever you drive, listening to you, and filming you inside the cab. That could also simultaneously be remote controlled at any time. That's what the reality is of driving a Tesla. So if you're okay with that, then enjoy. And eventually, the supercharging stations and the charging stations will all be pay for play. Right now, if you buy a Tesla and you use a supercharging station, it's not guaranteed that you're going to be getting free supercharging. Not guaranteed. You might have to pay for it. And how much do you have to pay? I talked to some people who did trips to Ottawa and back, which is 5 hours, and they said, all told, we had to pay something like $20 to fill up or recharge our batteries, a few times. Yeah, $20 is less than you would spend in fuel right now, but I mean, the whole point is you shouldn't have to pay for anything. Just plug it in. Problem is, you can't just plug in. You can't plug in a Tesla to a 110 volt plug outside somebody's business or something and charge your vehicle overnight. It would take something like 20 hours. 8 to 20 hours. Depending on how dead it is. So, I'm not saying that Teslas suck. I love driving it. My kids especially liked it. But if you're a conspiracy theorist like me, you might be off-put by the fact that there's a camera facing you in the cab, and that you know that your vehicle is being tracked. You might be off-put by that. Reality is we're all being tracked all the time, and I've raised my kids, and I am raising our children to just understand the reality of the situation, that we are being tracked all the time in real time and operate accordingly. So for a guy like me, it doesn't make me paranoid to know that I'm being tracked at all times. I have accepted it years ago. But for some people who thought that they might get away with something, or that they might be able to do something in the dark, they might use that as an opportunity to do something wrong or evil or steal something or whatever. But if you could convince these people, hey, you're actually being tracked in real time all the time, they might change their behaviors. If you add in the religious twist of, you're being tracked at all times by somebody, and your movements and actions can be tracked. Oh, and by the way, God is watching you. That might cause somebody to, change their life out of a fear-based thing. I'm just saying, let's accept it, let's move on. There are high-altitude balloons, there are high-altitude platforms, quote-unquote satellites, tracking everybody in real time. Our cell phones track us. We're all being recorded from various degrees at different times. And it is what it is. And trying to pretend like it's not that is, I think, more damaging than accepting the reality and operating accordingly. So, I don't do things in secret because I don't believe that I exist in secret. Put it that way. So everything I do, I understand that I can be watched doing it. It's a different way to look at things. It's honestly, it's the reality. Whether you believe me or not, that is a reality. Anything that you're doing can be viewed and tracked. Between the weapons platforms, the high altitude balloons like I'm talking about, thermal imaging cameras, ground penetrating radar, your cell phones, everything. You can be tracked. So maybe just you don't think that you are because your life is so boring, but even in somebody's life who is boring, there is data to be mined, and that data is more what's important than the ins and outs of your daily grind. So I carved out this time to do a morning banana show, number 122. I'm going to be going back to the ice cream restaurant soon because, you know, opening up ideally Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see. Soft open. And I'll share on Twitter exactly when the door is open to the public. So if you watch these videos and you want to come get ice cream, you'll know. We're aiming right now Wednesday, Thursday, but some things are out of our hands, you know. So we got cameras in, ice cream order in, dry good order in. We had the Islamic party that, you know, you invite everybody and say the prayers and read the Quran. What else? We got the office stuff assembled, safe installed, staff being trained, uniforms in. Bathrooms ready to go, customer entrance ready to go. There's some like slight dusting that I could do that's got to be figured out. Like this high dusting that's around the old blinds that are in there, but it's kind of confusing because we put balloons all in front of them before cleaning it, so not really smart, but some things like that, minor details. One thing that's fun is the outlets that were put in the building. I'm telling the electrician through the whole thing, you need to put electrical tape around the contacts because your outlet box is metal, and if anybody puts an item in the outlet and jiggles it, they're going to arc out on the metal box. And this is just something I'm banging my head against the wall with electricians because they don't care, I guess, and it's not in the blueprint, so they don't bother doing it. But you know, electrical tape is like 99 cents. All you got to do is like make sure the wires are pushed all the way in, make sure they're crunched up back together properly so that they don't like push back into a slice of metal, which I've seen happen, and then put electrical tape around the sides, around the contactors. Not a lot, just like two layers. Yeah, and that prevents if somebody, you know, puts a vacuum cleaner, for example, plugs it in and then accidentally jiggles it, or you have your child, God forbid, using an outlet and they jiggle it. Yeah, it can arc out, it can spark, it can trip a breaker, and that has already happened at the ice cream place. Already happened. And I feel terrible about it because I've been warning the entire time, and it still happened because nobody listens to your boy. So I had to go and reset, you know, clean the wires, reset everything, and tape it up myself. And now I took a video of me like with something in it. I'm jiggling it around like, but you know, I can't do everything, and maybe I should just do all the electrical work in the restaurants next time. Just figure it out. I'm gonna do it myself. Anyway, since we've been filming this morning banana, the Ukraine is still chill. Still nothing going on. Whoa, people waiting for buses. Whoa, children playing at parks. Whoa, buildings being built. Cars driving around. It's so chaotic. Check the news real quick. I'm not going to even bother talking about the Oscars. Or mysterious beams of light. There's nothing here worth talking about. If you buy stocks, hey, buy MKD today. MKD. It's a penny stock, currently trading at 23 cents. What do you have to lose buying a penny stock? Buy 100,000 shares, you know, it goes to $1, you make $100,000. What do you have to lose buying a penny stock? What can it do? Sink a little bit lower? Always manage your own risk. Alright, everybody. Thank you for watching the Morning Banana Show. We're going to put on some bumper music. Let's see here. What do we got? Bumper music. I'm just looking for something funny. Gone, and I burn, kill switch. Kill switch is a good one. I wrote this one sitting on the porch of one of my old apartments before I became a man and bought a house. If you're living in a condo, you need to sell that condo. Get out of the condo. Buy a house. Buy some land. Get out of the city. If you got the money to buy a condo and Ferraris and Lambos, sell those Ferraris and Lambos and buy a freaking house with some land. I don't understand people. And, you know, later, when you realize why you should have sold the condo, you're going to be like, oh man, Adam was right, but it's too late. Follow me on Twitter, @AdamJosh.com. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.